EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, we've called golf all around the world, but never at a golf course quite like this.
Rich, we've picked a perfect day. It's usually here about 64 people running around, battling it out for domination.
This will require a good strike from 180 yards away. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
-1 in the early going. Frank, as we look at the second, your average hole with, say, a few bunkers, maybe even a pond, that would be a walk in the park compared to what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah, early surveillance said that guard shack just to the right of the green is actually not empty. So be a little aware of that when you cross the bridge. Green just 167 yards away, though, from the tee.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
This can be a cruel game at times. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now.
A little bit of guesstimation required here. We'll radio in the yardage, 216 yards to the middle of the green, and you've got to carry the destroyer. So this has to come down from quite a bit of height. Wind a little off the left.
Needless to say, tough defense setup around this green.
Well protected.
Frank, this golf course is surrounded by water, just a few tiny islands strung together to create these 18 super cool looking par threes.
Yes, Rich, and with all that water comes a lot of lost balls. When this base was still active, many of the soldiers would play the course in the tee box. They just get backed up really quickly. It was so bad that they created a local rule for balls in the water. So if you hit your ball in the water, you do what they've always done. You just drop one up next to the green and you take a stroke penalty. Pretty good rule.
Settles in over the putt. That's a solid par putt. Frank, here at the fourth, there's an awful lot going on.
There certainly is. Solar panels, radar tower is up and ready to go, so it will confirm the landing on the other side. If it's successful, this rather long par 3 around the 230-yard mark, so this is going to be all carry. Got to land that ball on the green. It will not run through that beach area, and of course the trees and the palm trees all the way around. If this isn't flighted properly, it will not find the destination.
Seems like too much for just one man. This looks like a job for an entire flight crew, Frank.
Well, Rich, we should dig ourselves a trench and see what happens.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. -1 for the day. Now the par 3 fifth, and Frank, what can you tell us about this hole?
This green is guarded by the burning destroyer on the left, but that beach area on the right, you're going to need scuba gear if you go on there, so no chance really of making par or getting that ball up and down. Palm trees on the left side of the screen. There is a nice little avenue, but if you're creative, a nice little draw here would be perfect.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie. Second shot.
Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Up to the 6th tee, Frank, and we're back against that destroyer. You need to take it over that small island.
Yeah, this is a little village too, and remember the double greens at St. Andrews? Well, this is a split double green. It's shared in amongst the village. The green on the right, very, very small. So this a very lengthy par 3. It's going to be a case of really ready aim driver for some.
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, all right, now we're on a little bit of a run. 2 straight birdies. Frank, looking at this hole, a player is going to need a detailed map from high above, maybe from the bomber squadron flying overhead, just to get a sense of what they're trying to navigate.
You can always go up in one of those 2 lookout towers, just check the direction of the wind, see which way it's coming from, but not an overly long par 3.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frankie seems to have found something. Already 2 birdies in a row and now another chance.
Yeah, it's all starting to flow here. This is really important. He's starting to play well, so finish it off here for 3 in a row.
Now at the 8th here at Parasol Storm, this is a relatively short hole, but if you notice off to the left, Frank, there is a basketball court, and that allows me the chance to say, from way downtown, yes.
Well, if you miss this green, you might be able to sign up too. There's plenty of barracks. You can just take a left turn, go into there and enlist. But if you want to keep playing, par 3, under 200 yards, and see if you can safely get on deck.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Starting to feel it. 2 in a row, and 5 under for the tournament. Frank finishing up now the front side in what so far has been a pretty heroic mission.
Well, there is a green down this end there, but you miss it on the right. There's the trenches, and of course, even further right is that seawall that provides a fortress for the beach on that right side. But the green, fortunately, inland and away from the trouble.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going? Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Solid play, heart of the green. So a tester from 4 feet. Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. The 11th hole is a short one here at Parasol Storm. Frank, a pretty good looking little hole.
125, one of the shortest on the golf course. You tee off just out there by the coast and then hit it over the seawall. So really it shouldn't be that much of a problem for the players playing here. If you're worrying about the wind, there's 2 weather vanes down there. So it's easy to look up and get a accurate indication of which way it's blowing today.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, they're falling like rain today. 8 birdies on the card. Frank, this is a daunting tee shot, isn't it?
This has to be hit perfectly.
Good chance at one. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Here we are now at the 13th, and Frank, this is a stout-looking hole.
Rich, it certainly is. No time to be superstitious on number 13. The trenches, they protect the back and the right of this green. Anything left of that, time to call in the Navy. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, here at the 14th, not a long hole, but not a big green either.
It almost lulls you into that false sense of security. You just see the green, it stands up like an old sand dune. The beach around doesn't seem to be that problematic. A few trees behind, really, they just give you a nice line. But beware of what looks straightforward.
Looks sort of like a deserted island, Frank. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Everybody loves them. Birdie on the card. Frank, in any war zone, the element of surprise is always so critical, and we see that here at the 15th.
Yeah, this green is fortified by the jungle that surrounds it, and just a little feature that you often don't see on a golf course. It's not a bunker in the middle of that green, just a mini forest.
Just a little short shot here. Just an excellent shot right there, about 5 feet away. Good chance. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
11 under on the day. Sixteenth hole now, Frank, here at Paracel Storm. 153 yards, little breeze here. This might be time for a nice low tracer.
Yeah, if you're running out of gas, you can always use the solar panels just to recharge. Green perched out, boulders to the right, beach to the right. In the bridge, well, you can always walk the plank later. Let's get this one safely on deck.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Ooh, almost fell. Just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Did the job right there. Seventeenth hole now at Paracel Storm, and Frank, as we come toward the end of this round, you really want to salute the caddies as well as the players.
That's right. They've gone out there with meal packs today and canteens to make sure that there's the right amount of sustenance. But if you're looking for victory, then a strong finish is needed. Good chance for a birdie here at 17. You've got to traverse, obviously, the water there, and without the help of the Navy today, this is going to have to come in nice and high and soft, a little bit like a paratrooper coming in down there to avoid all those trees and palm trees that protect the front and the right side of this par 3.
Frank, the job is almost complete here at the 18th hole, and a good job at that, as we have seen some spectacular golf here at Paracel Storm in the South China Sea.
Just one more battle ahead, the difficult 18th. Should they succeed, then I think they're worthy of a salute.
Frank, he's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
And he's putting for birdie now. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is